Hello angels, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Well, welcome to my channel. I am here with another video to share with you guys a protection spell that I got guided by the hoodoo ancestors, or the ancestors who created hoodoo, and I got guided to share a powerful powder with you which you can use for protection, and it is a protection spell. So let's get to it. So the recipe is very simple, and I wanted to alter the recipe, and they're just like, no, and they just told me not to talk too much, as always. So I have my book here of my magical information. Some people call it a book of shadows. It could be a magical journal or whatever you like to call it, but basically your book of knowledge about the occult and magic. So we're going to talk a little bit about protection powder. So protection powder is basically a powder that is made out of herbs and other ingredients, roots, to protect you from spiritual attacks and from spiritual forces such as negative entities. It can be demons, it can be ghosts, it can be like ghouls or jinns, but specifically demons and other entities which are created, you know, which are created and which were created by the Most High. That doesn't really serve, like, the Most High did create some spirits that are not of good or evil. They're just bad for our mental health, and you don't need that around. So I am here to teach you how to cast the spell. So let's get to it. First of all, you're gonna need a jar, and this is a jar spell. You can also do a candle spell, but I think a jar spell, I like, overall I feel like jar spells are the most effective to have around, because if you don't feel like casting a protection spell every single day, which a lot of times if you are being spiritually attacked and you don't feel good every day, it's because something is under control, that's out of your control, and God wants you to be happy. So God is like, hey, and then, you know cast a protection spell because somebody's trying to help you. I mean, somebody's trying to hurt you, and we trying to help you, so do this and do that. So now I got guided to share this with you, and share how it changed my life and my personal experience. But I'm not going to talk about that first, so we're going to get to the recipe. But like I said, you're going to need a jar and a candle. So this can be a tea light candle, it can be a long stick candle. I have these candles that I use. So I have a jar of tea lights that I use, and I put it on the jar because what it does, and I learned from a famous author that tea lights are better, because I used to, in traditional hoodoo, we used to use the long candles, the tall taper candles, but the only thing with that is they will drip everywhere. But with these, if you put it in a jar with a metal lid, what it'll do, it does heat up the jar. So I learned it from another person who's teaching conjurer. Her name is Konscious, and I love her book, and probably gonna order another one. But she, she taught me through the book, and it's all about sharing knowledge and passing knowledge, what tea lights can be, used for in jars, because I never really thought about it. I was like, I like the old-fashioned idea of having a long stick candle on top of the jar, and then reading the wax as it melts, and seeing the wax and how the wax forms or how it shapes to send a message as to, how your spell is going or how it went when it's finished. So yeah, so she taught me that. So you're gonna need a jar, and you're gonna need a tea light candle. Obviously not this jar, this is my jar of candles that I just like having shit in jars and stuff like that. So you're gonna need that, and you're gonna have to wash down the jar and wash down the candle with some type of spiritual water. Florida water is fine. You can make holy water. You can also get holy water from someone. I was gonna say a church, and I just keep hearing the spirit say, "Don't say church." I mean, you could get the holy water from the church, but and re-bless it if you don't really have another choice. But I would use, Florida water, or I would make my own holy water. So I actually kind of made my own holy water, and I use that to wash my candles and my jars before I use them for work, because, and it's very important to wash the jars because people touch them, you know, when you buy them, and you don't want all other people's energy all up in your magic, because you know their magic is their energy and your magic is your energy, and you know you're not trying to mess shit up, right? So what you're gonna do is, hold on, I'm like, so sorry about that, guys. So what you're gonna do is get a decent sized jar. You can use a little vial. It can be a very big jar, depending on how much product you're putting inside. So with that said, I'm going to tell you the recipe. So I have it made here already, and the thing about using this powder is that you can use it not just for your candle magic, but you can also use it to take a protection bath, because it is salt and herbs. So you can sprinkle some in your bath and take a protection bath right after you cast the spell. But this is how you cast this protection spell. So you're gonna put some of the salt, which I will give the recipe for, um, but you're gonna need the the mixture inside the jar along with a petition. Your petition is your wish. It's basically the universe, God, source, universe, most high. You know, I pray to God because this is hoodoo, and it developed from, you know, Christianity, where the ancestors who were captured as slaves were forced to be Christians, and so they used little tricks to hide their works, you know, using the Bible. So, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Chill, bro. um, but yeah, and the recipe, yes. So you're gonna need it in the jar, and once you put it in the jar, you know, you put the petition in the jar, you will close it with the salt and the herbs in it, and you light your candle on top. So this is how the petition should be written before I tell you the recipe for the protection powder. The petition should say your name and your birthday only, and then you will turn it to the right 1/4, and then write your wish. But each time you turn it and you're writing it, you have to write it in 3. Some people write it in 7, some people write it in 9, some people write it in 13. But I feel like the power of number 3 is more powerful than we have ever imagined, and I'm not going to talk about that because it gets deep down into numerology. But it's basically creating that connection with the divine, with, you know, God and the goddess and yourself, and that's that trinity. So I got goosebumps again. So what you're gonna do is write your name 3 times with your birthday, turn the paper to the right, and then write protect me 3 times, because what you're doing is you're telling God to protect you. So protect me, protect me, protect me, and you'll turn the paper again 1/4 to the right, and then sign your name 3 times. And as you sign it, you're basically giving God the authority to do the work for you. So you're doing the physical work by creating the spell, you know, the jar, and mixing the herbs, and even lighting the candle. But once you light that candle and you pray, you're leaving it up to a higher power to basically take a role, and, you know, take their role and take part in helping you. So for this spell, we are going to use Archangel Michael. Should I say all the archangels? Spirit is like, no. But we're going to use Archangel Michael, and you can also call upon any other archangels and spirits who you know are good. I wouldn't call upon any ancestors because they can be fucked up, because they went through a lot of trauma. So don't use your ancestors for this protection spell, because as far as I know it, the ancestors need more protection than we do at this point, and they have been helping us and guiding us, just like I got guided to make this video. And I feel like crying because I know how much they suffered, you know. Please don't let me cry on video. So I know how much they suffered, and they did this work with, you know, with the good Lord who protects them. So they are the ones who guided me to this spell, and they actually helped me write down these powders, and they gave me the recipe, you know. So here is an authentic recipe. So what you're going to do is mix salt, peppermint, and I want you to write it down if you're doing the spell so that you don't have to rewatch the video. You can grab some paper. So you're going to mix salt, peppermint, vervain, lemongrass, frankincense, and nettle. And you're going to crush it all. And as you crush it in a mortar and pestle, you're going to grind it. You're going to grind it and you're going to mix it. And as you mix it, you're going to pray, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures." I hope everybody know that prayer is a psalm from the Bible. It is Psalm 23. And you're going to pray Psalm 23 as you grind it up until you feel like it's just right for you. It doesn't have to be too coarse or too fine. As long as it feels right, you continue praying. Like, I think I prayed over my shit over cushion like more than, I know it was like more than once, more than twice, because I did make a big batch of it. And I have some to sell still if people want it. I stopped making physical products because I'm going to continue publishing books. So books are going to be my physical product, but I do have some protection powder left if you don't have all the ingredients, and I will not sell it to you. I'll probably give it to you for free if you explain your story to me, what you've been going on. So you can shoot me a DM on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, you know, let me know what you have been going through, and I'll talk to the Most Highest and, you know, engage in that, and I'll give it to you for free. And I really want to help the people. So it's all about you being safe at this point. I feel like as this pandemic is, you know, over, a lot of people just really need that spiritual protection before they go outside and engage with the rest of the world. So what you're going to do is, after you crush it, you're going to place it in the jar that you chose, and then write your petition. You're going to write your petition and then put it in the jar. I already told you how to write your petition, so I'm not going to repeat it. But you're going to write your petition, and it can be as, you can, I was going to say it can be a simple petition, and I just heard, don't tell them to alter the petition. Okay, fine. I mean, there are many ways to write a petition, but this is the way that I was taught, and it works for me. Because you are giving your spiritual authority to the Most Highest to do the work for you or on your behalf, because your spirit is still gonna fight for yourself. Like, there's no need to go down on yourself and be like, yo, I can't do this. Like, God, take care of everything. You're gonna have to do the physical work and put the salt and herbs in the jar, put your petition in the jar, close the jar, and put that tea light candle on top, or if you like long stick candles, or vigil candles, taper candles, what kind of candles you like, votive candles, put it there with a white candle though. Put it on top of the jar, close lid, and you're gonna pray the same prayer, Psalm 23. And the most part, I need you to focus on the light when you pray, and not focus on what has been trying to attack you, because I know that when you pray, the mind can distract you, and it's literally, we're not gonna say the D word, but let's just say evil. You know, evil can distract the mind where you're like scared of praying, but just keep going, you know, because it happened to me before when I first started out, and sometimes it would it was trying to interrupt my prayers, where I would think about something else, and that's just pure fucking evil. Anything that's trying to misguide you, unless, you know, you have your spirit guides like, yo, you're saying the wrong prayer or something like that, you know. But other than that, that is the most you have to do. When you light your candle, you pray Psalm 23 over and over again until you feel better. And as I've mentioned before, I should have mentioned before, which is highly important, cast your spells inside a circle. You know, please cast your spells inside a circle. You need to protect yourself and from malevolent, you know, forces, from malicious forces, by creating a white light circle. If you don't know how to create a white light circle, I can show you right now. So I have what is called an athame, magical knife, enchanted knife. I call it my magical knife. So it's been blessed and charged and prayed over. You can use your magical knife if you have one. You can use a magic wand if you have one. Where's my wand? I made this. So you can use a magic wand if you have one. And if you don't have one and you want to learn how to make one, I'm pretty sure there's many YouTube videos that teach us how to make a magic wand. I mean, the spirits guided me to make one, and I came across some random, I think it was a video or an article, and I was like, oh shit, oh okay. But I kind of just like skimmed through it because I already knew what to do, because I've done this in past lives. So you can use your magical knife, you can use a magical wand, you can use a piece of selenite, you can also use your finger and direct light out of your finger, kind of like Harry Potter. Like, let there be light. But whoa, did y'all see that? I didn't mean to do that. It was just for demonstration purposes only. But light came out of my finger. Because you're a spirit of light. You know, your spirit has been created with love and light by the Most High, who teaches love and light, who guides workers to conjure. And workers meaning the servants of the Lord. And you use it, and then you cast a circle of light inside your room. I remember when I used to be a newbie. And I used to cast this, not even newbie, like I wasn't a grand magus at the time. I was close to it, not even neophyte, but those are terms used in the Rosicrucian Order of the Golden Dawn. But either way, there's levels to this shit. As you practice magic, there's levels to it, and your spirit ascends as you practice more and more magic of the light. So what you're gonna do is don't be like me and cast a circle all outside, because I used to cast a circle around the room versus to inside the room. So you're gonna have to cast it inside the room. So as you can, like, I'm gonna show you the corner. So you see the corner, all those around the corners of the room, you'll cast a white light circle. Just with your intention, because you have to believe that you are that powerful, that your words manifest. And point, and just know that light is coming out. As you point and be like, you know, and you cast a circle. And I don't want to do it. They're like, Queen, cast a circle. So I'm like, which one should I use? Y'all didn't hear that? No, I don't snort cocaine. But yeah, so you're gonna say, I cast a circle of white light all inside this room now, and it doesn't matter how many times you do this, as long as you have the intention of casting one circle of light. I close this circle. I don't want to keep the circle open. I've just felt the circle forming around me as I was just saying it. So you have to really believe that what you're doing is working, because that's what magic is mostly about. You have to believe that what you're praying for, you will get. You have to believe that what you wish for, you will get. And that's where the saying comes from. Be careful what you wish for. It's because you literally will get what you wish for. You know, you may not recognize it right away, but we're not going to talk about that. So you're going to have to cast a circle before you cast a spell. But the spell is very simple, and I'm going to go over the ingredients again. Like, don't go over the ingredients. I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm making a YouTube video. It's the ancestors who taught me conjure. So you're going to have to do this, because I feel like a lot of people have been getting spiritually attacked, especially if you're watching this video, you came across this video and you're watching me speak and you know, talk my shit because the spirits guided you, whether it was, you know, you're one of your ancestors or an angel or God himself said, hey, look, you know, and I've got a new video, like, you know. So that's what you gotta do. So in order to protect yourself and protect your mental health, upgrade your protection, keep upgrading your protection, make sure that you're constantly spiritually protected. Make sure, like, you pray in the morning, and I would work the jar at least once a day until you feel better. And even if you feel better one day, don't think, like, let's say you do it for one day and then you feel better the next day, don't think that you won't never have to do it again, because that's not how magic works. Sometimes you're gonna have to continue working the jar until you see permanent results. So if there's some type of, you know, disruption going on, regardless to, like, you're like, oh my god, I just casted this protection spell 2 days ago, like, why the fuck do I feel like this today, is because you have to do it again. So that's why I like jar spells, so you can actually keep the jar and just exchange it with the candles. And that's why the tea light candles are easier to just, put them on and pop off, rather than the tall taper candles or visual candles, which will drip all over. I have a few jars like that, and I still like doing it because I love the idea of rolling candles and herbs, and and casting spells. But when it comes to my jars, I like Star Cassas's idea, from her book Old Style Conjurer, and putting it right on top. So that's how you're gonna have to do it if you want to do it, if you want to live a longer life, because spiritual health is the most important, because it affects our mental health. If we're not healthy spiritually, sicknesses, diseases, arguments, fights, it could be loss of money, loss of lover, loss of friendship. You could lose your hair, some people's teeth fall out, some people get, like, all types of shit start happening to them. And to be honest, since I started practicing magic and I've been protecting myself, the less and less I became immune to immune to shit that don't matter, because people who do go against you, even if it's just a thought, somebody's like, oh, I don't fucking like you, blah, 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 and you're not spiritually protected, their bad words, their bad vibration, because words cast spells, and that's why they call it spelling. Their bad vibration can catch on to you and latch on to you, and that could be a spell that goes on for lifetimes. You never know. That person could be an enemy from lifetimes ago. You never know. It could happen on the train, it could happen on the bus, it could happen when you drive in, when you're in traffic. It don't matter. But if you stay spiritually protected, other people's shit can't even touch your aura, because your aura is gonna glow in white light. I don't know if y'all seen that, the light guy writer, but it's gonna glow in white light, and that is the works of the Lord. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna keep going. I actually have a lot of more work to do. I really enjoyed making this video, and I get guided to make these videos to help the people. So I hope that you continue to watch my teachings, and share it with your friends and your family, your lovers, and just help everyone stay safe. And it's not even just during this time, but just whatever the bad shit that they want us to think that's going on in the world, which was plotted and planted very fucking carefully. But I'm not gonna talk about that. Those are my other videos. You can watch what's happening in the world, what's been happening, the truth. Archangel Michael and Lucifer, I forgot the title, but the one with me in the green dress. That one. And I got the glasses. They actually broke. Fuck. Cancel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna talk too much. I actually gotta go. Probably gonna eat some food and practice some more magic. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.